Shalom. Before I begin, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the apostles, and elders, the great millstone that root well and teach well, and also shalom and salutations to the fellow brethren and fellow laborers that are laboring in this work as well. So I'm back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh with another quick lesson, man. And this lesson, that I'm going to be getting into is going to be based off a video, the elder apostle Tahar did, and it was entitled, I believe, he that getteth a wife, getteth a possession, man, and the elder was going in, man, basically bringing out information about these modern women, and how the ancient customs, they've been destroyed by Esau, man. Esau, the so-called white man. He destroyed the ancient customs. And what was a part of the ancient customs, man, is the fact that the woman was not valued, They weren't valued, or they weren't put on a pedestal, man. You see, but the so-called white man, what does he do? He basically rebels against the Heavenly Father, because the Lord set it up where the woman was made for the man, You see? But the so-called white man went as far as turning it upside down and making the man being made for the woman, man. But how did the Lord create it? The Lord created the man, Salaki, the Lord created the woman for the man. Hence the video the elder apostle Tahar did, man. So let me begin here in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 36. And you know what? I'm going to start at verse 23. Because it's not like, I'm knocking the woman, but they're out of order. In this modern society. This society that the so-called white man built. Everything is out of order. Matter of fact, before I get that, let me get this in the book of Job. Job chapter 10. And verse 21, and it reads, matter of fact, verse 20, it says, "Are not my days few? Cease then, and let me alone, that I may take comfort a little. Before I go whence, I shall not return." You see, so Job said, where he's going to go, he's not going to go there again. And this is America. We're going to prove that as we read on. It says, "Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death," man. So this land of darkness, this place of darkness and shadow of death is speaking about America. It's basically a code word or a buzzword for America, man. And how do we prove that today, man? There's nothing but darkness in America. All from the education system, to the information that's put out, the false information that's put out. That's all a part of darkness. That's why in Psalms 37, it basically calls the so-called white man the green bay tree. And a green bay tree is basically a big tree with huge branches, that cover and block light. A big tree that springs forth huge shade, man, which blocks the sun. And that's symbolic for the so-called white man's rulership. The light's been blocked out. Meaning information, this truth is blocked out. Oh, that's why in 2nd Ezra, I think it's the sixth chapter in the 27th verse, it says, what does it say? The way of truth is, it's not coming to mind, but it says, the truth which had been so long without fruit, man. Why was it so long without fruit? Because the so-called white man was set up to block the truth, man. So let's get back to Job. Job 10 and verse 21, it says, "Before I go whence, I shall not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death." A land of darkness as darkness itself, and of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness. So you see, this is speaking about America. And America is really the head of being out of order. You see? America is really the head of being out of order. And that's the so-called white man, they govern over America. That's their headquarters, so to speak, man. You know? So, sticking to the point, you see the woman being exalted and being put on a pedestal is out of order. You know? And that's a form of the so-called white man rebelling against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. You know? And as the apostle was going into, a woman is nothing but a possession. You see? And once again, I got to mention, I'm not knocking the woman because they have a role to play. You know? But in this society, bro, yo, it's messed up. You know? That's why things don't work out, so to speak, man. You know? Because it's out of order. The woman's not playing her rightful role. And that's to be a servant. And we can answer that question that's asked constantly that these women cannot ask themselves, man. Not even the woman, but society in general. And that is, what is a woman? You know? But the prophets can answer that question. A woman is nothing but a servant, and I could prove that. You know, matter of fact, I'm going to prove that. You know? A woman is nothing but a servant and a helpmate for the man. You know, she's supposed to help a man build up his legacy. That's all it is. You know? It's not complicated. It's not no next level science. You gotta, you know? But, you know, that's the case with these blue, red pill, you know, they're trying to, you know, they're trying to get into it too deep, man. But it's really something simple. You see that? Matter of fact, let's get Genesis, you know, because this is the comfort that comes with the truth, man. You know, once you find it, you know, that's what Yahweh Shai said, right? You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You know, once you find it, it's like, yo, you know, it's like simple. Oh, scriptures also speak about the simplicity of Yahweh Shai, man. You know, and that's the beautiful thing about the scriptures, man. All right, so this is Genesis chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, "And the Lord power said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life." And the serpent is symbolic for a particular person, you know, a particular human being, or a nation, you know, which is the so-called white race today, which is the Edomites. You know, the serpent was really the Edomites before they were Edomites. Why? Because they have serpent-like characteristics. That's the things with the scriptures. It's parabolic, you know. Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, they speak in dark sayings and parables. You know, Yahweh Shai is a great example of that, man. When he was on the scene, he was doing nothing but speaking in parables as prophesied. You know? Murdered, even slang. Scriptures have slang, like, you know, this guy's a snake, serpent, you know? That proves that the Lord is a Jake and not a so-called white man. Mm-hmm. So reading on, it says, verse 15, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." You know? So the woman was made to be subject unto the man. You know? The woman was made to be under the man, not over the man. And if she's over the man, you have disorder and chaos, you know, that's going to spring forth. And that's why you have the society that's in the condition that it's in, you know, because it's out of order. You see that, man? It's out of order. And with things being out of order, there's no ease. There's no, you know, there's no calmness. There's no comfort, man. You know, when something is smooth, like when there's new oil put in the engine, it runs smooth, man. Why? Because everything's doing what it's supposed to be doing, you know? But if it's not, if there's no oil in that car, man, what's gonna happen is you're gonna start burning oil, the engine gets dark, you hear funny sounds, man. And ultimately it's gonna break down. The car's gonna break down. And that's the case with this society. It's gonna be broken down and completely taken out by Yahweh Bashim Ashai. Why? Because it's out of order and it's not according to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Ashai. You see? So let me jump here to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 36. And I'm going to start at verse 23, man. Because as I keep mentioning, man, the only reason I'm, that the scriptures, the only reason I'm knocking them now is because, bro, they're out of order. But you have sisters that are trying to be in order, that are coming back to the knowledge of the scriptures, man. So this is Ecclesiasticus 36, and I'm going to start at verse 22. It says, the beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better, man. You see? And me, I love women, man. Who doesn't? No, who doesn't? Especially a beautiful woman. You see? But you shouldn't get caught up in the point where, you're dreaming, you're thinking, that she's the one. Bro, there's a million women, there's a million women in the world, man. And you're constantly worried about one. That's the problem. That's the indoctrination of Esau, man. And I myself am working on that because I'm a product of this wicked place, man. And these wicked philosophies, man. It says, the beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men. You see that? It says, he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession. You see? He that getteth a wife begetteth a possession, man. A help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. So, that's what the word that's the word woman literally means servant. So what's okay? Matter of fact, let me get the word servant before I get the word possession. Define. Okay, this is the word servant in the regular Google definition. It says a person who performs duties for others, especially a person employed in a house or domestic duties as a personal attendant. You see that? So basically a worker. A woman is basically a hired worker for the man. That's what it is. As simple as that. She's really supposed to work for you, man. She's really supposed to work for you. How does she work for you? You build a house. You see that? You build a house. She takes care of that house. You built the house. You put her in the house. She builds up. She takes care of the house. You put children in her. You put your kids in her, and she nourishes those kids. You see that? She cooks for you. She cleans for you. That's the job of a woman. And if things go like that, it's gonna be smooth. No chaos is gonna erupt. You see that? So let's go back. It says, he that getteth the wife begetteth a possession, a help like unto himself. So it's really supposed to be an extension of you, man. A woman is supposed to be an extension of you. Cause look, when you deal with a woman long enough, you pop her, or she sucks your power, from you, your spirit from you, and it goes on into her. She begins to take on your nature, your likeness, your characteristics, man. She starts to think like you. And that's a spiritual thing, man. Why is it like that? Why? Because the scripture is fulfilled. It says she's an extension of you. You see, and I see an example as that, examples of that, man. To where I was dealing with a woman, And then she started taking my characteristics, started speaking the way I spoke, man. You know? It says, and a pillar of rest, man. Meaning when you come home, the house is, it's clean. When you come home, there's something to eat. When you come home, you get to relax, man. After a hard day of labor. You see that? So let's get this word possession. Because a woman is nothing but a possession. Like you possess a pair of shoes. Those are yours. It says possession in the regular Google definition. It says the act of possessing or holding as one's own. Ownership. Control of property. So, women with property. In the ancient world, they were treated as such. You would actually trade women. That's that was a custom that the so-called women had destroyed. The custom of basically trading women. So it's that's what it is, man. Because what would a father do? A father would basically trade his possession for wealth. And that was normal. Even in these foreign countries now, in the Middle East, so on and forth, that's still, those customs still hold firm, man. But it says control of property without regard or ownership, something held as one's own, an area under the control of, but not actually a part of a nation. But the point was made, man. You see that? So if you get a woman, you get a possession. Simple as that, man. All right. So with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to say, call Halayim Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Kakodash. Until next time, I say Shalom.